After more than a year, Lenovo Legion has finally released its latest handheld device, the Legion Go S. This new generation arrives in two color options, white and purple, and is available with two processor variants, the Z1 Extreme and the Z2 Go. Fortunately, I received both configurations, one unit equipped with the Z1 and the other with the Z2 Go, offering a good comparison opportunity. Looking ahead, it's expected that the purple model might come pre-installed with SteamOS. Overall, whether in terms of hardware design or software experience, this new iteration feels significantly more polished than the original Legion Go. So, let's dive into a full breakdown of what this device offers. Starting with the physical design, the Go S moves away from the split body structure of its predecessor. It's slightly shorter in length, but noticeably lighter in weight. The more rounded curves give it a fresh and modern aesthetic. The previous model had a boxy, classic Jetta-like look, while this one feels more akin to a sleek, electric vehicle. The white model sports a clean, pure white shell paired with textured side grips, while the top section, including the buttons, is finished in black. On the other hand, the purple version features a metallic finish that's surprisingly elegant. Although I'm not usually a fan of purple devices, this deep, nightshade tone looks premium, especially when paired with the iconic Legion triple-segment RGB ring around the joystick, which is both well-proportioned and stylish. Speaking of RGB, the lighting is fully customizable via software. The power button also retains the familiar RGB ring from the previous generation, which conveniently indicates your current performance mode. Turning to the back, the symmetrical heat vent design is visually appealing, even though only one fan is built in. You'll also notice mirror-finish Legion logos, both at the top and bottom. The overall construction feels very solid. All parts fit snugly, and the external shell delivers a premium, durable impression. As for the buttons, the AB set is made from a transparent, crystal-like plastic, and the rest of the button labels are recessed into the surface, making for a visually striking initial impression. Examining the top of the unit, you'll find a cooling vent, two USB 4 ports, a charging indicator, a 3.5mm headphone jack, volume controls, and the power button. However, there's no fingerprint sensor. The USB-C port supports over 90 W of power input and is compatible with external GPU docks for added flexibility. Moving to the bottom of the device, there's a newly added TF card slot. When tested with a 1TB card, the read/write speeds were solid. Additionally, two built-in microphone holes are located along the bottom edge, allowing you to assess the onboard mic quality yourself. Front-facing speakers are placed on both sides and show a clear improvement in audio quality over the previous generation. We'll explore a side-by-side comparison to demonstrate this further. Now, let's talk about the display. The Go S features an 8-inch LCD with a 1200p resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. Importantly, it uses a native landscape layout and supports AMD's FreeSync technology for smoother visuals. The panel's measured peak brightness is nearly 500 nits, though it's capped at around 400 nits in manual mode. Overall, the screen quality has taken a step up, offering better color accuracy and well-managed bezels. In terms of touch functionality, the response rate also hits 120 Hz. The screen uses an AG matte glass finish, supports 10-point multi-touch input, and for a handheld display, the performance is excellent. As for input controls, the Go S becomes the first Windows handheld to feature Hall-effect joysticks, which provide smooth movement without dead zones. There's RGB lighting around the sticks too, although, unfortunately, the sticks themselves are not clickable. The ABXY buttons are reminiscent of those on the Switch Pro controller in terms of feel. Their size and travel distance are just right, offering clicky, responsive feedback, though the surface texture can feel slightly slippery. On the rear, there are two analog triggers. They feel soft and provide decent rebound. However, the Z1 unit I tested had a noticeable rattling sound when pressed, while the Z2 unit didn't, possibly a minor manufacturing variation. Additionally, the device includes two customizable back buttons, which you can remap through software. Below the joystick, the view and menu buttons are located. These are also reprogrammable. You can assign them to functions like adjusting volume or vibration levels. Grip ergonomics are well thought out. The thumb, index, and middle fingers rest naturally, and the fully rounded edges make extended play sessions comfortable. The device comes with dual vibration motors, though the feedback feels soft and lacks distinct directional effects. Hopefully, firmware updates will improve this aspect. At the bottom, two touchpads are included. While they support gesture control, their accuracy leaves something to be desired, and there's a bit of noticeable input lag when navigating the system. For smoother control, I recommend pairing a wireless mouse. Thankfully, Go supports quick switching between keyboard and mouse modes via hotkey combinations, much more efficient than typical Windows handhelds. Keyboard mode switching is also fast, and the software allows for the creation of custom macros, which is particularly useful in certain games. That wraps up the hardware section. Now let's take a closer look at the software. The Go S runs a custom launcher called Legion Space, layered over Windows 11. Both its UI and functionality have seen major improvements. The main screen helps you organize games, applications, and quick launch shortcuts. At the top left corner, you'll find the menu bar, while the top right corner displays system stats like battery level, performance mode, and connectivity status for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Joysticks configure RGB lighting, fan speeds, vibration strength, screen resolution, brightness, and more. Performance modes can be switched instantly, and with a single tap, you can jump into desktop mode. There's also advanced support for mouse/keyboard and macro customization. The overall interface is responsive and user-friendly. Power-wise, the system offers 3 preset modes: Power Saving 8W, Balanced 15W, and Beast 25W. Fan speeds scale automatically depending on which mode you select. For users who want finer control, you can manually adjust TDP, fan speed, CPU frequency, and screen resolution. Then save these settings as custom profiles for easy toggling. Game library integration is another highlight. The system supports major platforms, including Steam, Xbox, Epic, Battle.net, EA, and Ubisoft. Once logged in, you can manage all of your games from one central interface. Additional features include community account linking, screenshot capture, and video uploads. In short, the system software feels feature-rich and well-designed. If Lenovo continues to roll out updates, this launcher could become one of the best in its category. Let's move on to performance. We tested the Z1 Extreme version, AMD's current flagship chip for handheld gaming. Its performance is strong and consistent. The core specs match other similar devices on the market, so the general performance is in line with what you'd expect at this tier. In benchmark tests, CPU-Z yielded 560 in single-core and 4,758 in multi-core scores. Cinebench R23 returned 1718 for single-core and 12,699 for multi-core results. In 3D Mark tests, Fire Strike Extreme scored 6204, while Time Spy landed at 2716. To evaluate gaming performance, we tested 5 different titles across 3 power profiles. All settings and resolutions were kept consistent. At 8W, games are only playable on low settings, making this mode best suited for battery preservation. At 15W, performance and battery life are balanced. Most AAA titles run smoothly, as long as graphics settings are kept reasonable. At 25W, you get the device's full potential, though power consumption and heat generation increase. This mode is ideal for plugged-in sessions. Fan noise becomes noticeable when running at 25W. We also measured surface temperatures during this mode. The warmest area is around the rear vents, but thankfully, the grip zones stay cool during play. With the addition of a keyboard, mouse, and external monitor, the Go can easily transform into a full-fledged Windows desktop workstation. A standout feature of the Go is its support for dual operating systems. Using the built-in System Manager, users can switch between operating systems seamlessly. You can install both Windows and SteamOS, and even run Android emulators. We tested a dual install setup with Windows and SteamOS. Switching between them is quick and straightforward, with the system rebooting directly into the other OS. SteamOS functions just like it does on the Steam Deck. You can sign in, sync your Steam library, and enjoy a true handheld PC gaming experience. Currently, not many handhelds support SteamOS, but with more manufacturers embracing it, the ecosystem is likely to expand. Battery performance is also worth noting. The Go features a 49.2 Wh battery and supports fast charging. Officially, it charges up to 70% in just 30 minutes. In real-world testing, playing Genshin Impact at 30 frames per second with medium settings and 50% screen brightness, the battery lasted for 1 hour and 47 minutes on the 15W profile. With the included 100W PD charger, the device reached 65% charge in 30 minutes and completed a full charge in roughly 1 hour. To sum it up, the display and control system deliver excellent responsiveness and clarity. DualOS capability enhances versatility for both gaming and general computing tasks. Software optimization shows clear progress, offering smoother navigation and better integration. The UI feels purpose-built for handheld use, with improved functionality throughout. Some limitations persist, including subpar touchpad responsiveness and minor system bugs. Thermal constraints also cap sustained performance under heavier loads. Despite these issues, the Go stands as a well-engineered Windows handheld. It combines thoughtful design, strong hardware, and a maturing software platform. With ongoing updates, Lenovo has the opportunity to fine-tune key aspects. Refining thermal handling and interface lag could elevate it to a flagship-level device. That concludes this in-depth look at the Legion Go. For more reviews, don't forget to like, save, and share. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Stay tuned for more advanced tech coverage.